Joe, I'd like to hear your opinion on something, listening to her now, and talking about the business side of comic books and who the key demographic is and isn't. I feel like there's a notion of who the comic book collector is, who is buying the geek culture type stuff, and it isn't us. Do you find that that is the case?
Well, if the notion is that people of color are not significant contributors to the commerce of pop culture, then that's just ridiculous, and it's a lie, right? It's ridiculous. When you think about the fact that between the blacks and Latinos alone, you're talking about 32% of the American population. You're talking about a combined spending power of over $100 billion. To me, that's just one of those fictions that gets pushed forth to further marginalize us. And this is the reason why we have to come together as a unified community. I mean, when you talk about the Blerd culture and the bleak culture, it kind of parallels the Harlem Renaissance, right? Like, we're sitting here in Harlem, and in the beginning of the 20th century, you had World War I, and you had black men who fought for America, and they came back thinking that because they fought for this nation, they would be seen as equals, and they were disrespected and spat on and marginalized. And you had people like W.E.B. Du Bois and Booker T. Washington and Zora Neale Hurston and Langston Hughes, and together we had to come together and make a decision as a collective if we were going to allow ourselves to be marginalized, or if we were going to redefine ourselves and take that as a form of empowerment. And all the creatives came together, and we created a cultural movement that would forever change the future. That's what we're doing now. That's what this is.